Good evening, everyone. My name is Olumide. I want to start by thanking you for being patient. I thank you for being calm. I will try and present a few facts from my own perspective, and I apologize to anyone and everyone if I misrepresent some facts or if I may have forgotten how a couple of things happened. There are so many other people who can be reached out to verify some of these things. Now, please note that I am making this video only because it is respectful to the entire house to at least provide an explanation on a few things. It is not to make anybody look bad. It is not to say you were the wrong person, I was the right person. No. But you see, in the process of providing all this, you are likely to begin to make assumptions or conclude on certain things. But just calm down, wait, watch the entire video till the end. And what is important is that we eventually decide on the way forward. There will always be conflicts. What matters is that we are able to move forward regardless of the conflicts. I am going to start by providing, as usual, the background. So, some of the things I say may not look like they are related to everything I will say at the end, but just pay attention because everything I say links together. So I just want you to pay attention and be patient and watch this video or these videos because I might make maybe 2 or maybe 3 very short videos, and no matter how long they are. Number 1, the message that I sent to the group was not meant for the group. The contents of that message were not meant for your eyes. I composed it and I sent it in the context of what we know and what we have tried to do in the AC, in the advisory council. It was not meant for the group. But I had to send it because, it had been sent already. And it wasn't too clear with the cut and then join and then cut and join. So I wanted to send the whole thing just so that everybody could see and read it at a go. That's why I sent it. If you understand this one thing I have just said, then everything else will fall in line. Everything else will fall in place. You'll be able to see things from the right perspective. Once you understand that that message was not meant for you, you were not meant to see it. If I was going to compose a message for the group, it would be totally different. Because you see, a lot of the things you read that caused your uproar, you permit me to respectfully say you do not understand. So, but I mean, we were forced to let you see it. That is one. Number 2, in 2019, when this group was created, I understand that Sister Ngozi Ogunde and Fred had met. Now, I'm not very, very clear about, the facts, but it doesn't matter. What matters is 2 people spoke and decided, oh, we need to do something to support Stanley's family. Why not allow to forget him? He's of blessed memory. So they decided, let's create a WhatsApp group. Let's bring our people in and let's canvass support for Stanley's group. But one person had to carry out the physical act of actually creating the group. So Fred created the group. That's normal. And Fred reached out to me, reached out to so many people. We came together and it was beautiful. And, we put money together, we supported him, and we decided this is a good thing. We should stay. So that is the first thing. As trivial as that sounds, you will understand why I give it that background later. Then, I can't remember how long it was into the creation of the group. Fred had reached out again and said, now that we have created a group, and people will begin to relate with each other, there will be people who, want to do business together and, all kinds of things. And where people relate with each other, there will definitely be conflict. We need to create like a group of people who can, be at the background, not lead the group, not, control the group, as it were. No. It was just to make sure that when there were conflicts, we could bring it behind the scenes and try and resolve the conflicts. And it was just natural for Fred to reach out to people that, were respected very much in the past and people who were senior. And so he had invited Brother Ruben, he had invited Sister Ngozi Ogunode, he had invited Sister Blossom. And I was lucky to have my name in that, to have my name mentioned along those lines, because that's a huge hall of fame or hall of honor. And so he had brought me in, he had brought Abayomi in, and so we constituted the advisory council. That is how the advisory council came to be. It's not like some people knocked somebody's door to say, we were small leaders or big leaders in the past, though. We must control. No. The advisory council was someone's idea, and it was a good idea. And it was so that we could help to steer the group aright, help to resolve conflicts, and, we were going to leave things to God. And, things would grow as the group grew. That's why how the advisory council came to be. And then I thought, as time went on, that if somebody like me is in the advisory council, then there are a few people that we may have missed out that I think need to be here. Because based on what I know about them in the past, and based on what I still know about them, these are people who can provide perspective on issues. And so I suggested a few names, but eventually we zeroed in on Pastor Tolu. But for the purpose of this video, please permit me to call him Taiwo Badmus, just because I want everybody to understand who I am referring to when I say Pastor Tolu. So I had suggested Brother Taiwo Badmus. And so I reached out to him and I begged. Oh, Brother Taiwo said, lie. Never. He was not worthy. He was not going to join. All those deeper life humility we used to have in those days. But it's okay. But eventually, after a long time and a lot of plea, Brother Taiwo Badmus decided to join. And we accepted him with open arms. And then he became a member of the advisory council. So that's the second background that I will provide. Again, you will understand why that is important later. The third background, or the third point of my background, is this. It is important to let you know that at some point we became a bit frustrated. In particular, my brother and friend Fred became a bit frustrated with how we were handling issues in the AAC. And the reason is, sometimes it's difficult to be able to get people's attention and get people to respond to things, with the speed of light. Our people were quite busy. Brother Ruben, is a very busy person. Everyone in the group is busy. Everyone, regardless of where you are in the world. So this is not to say is he was busy and you would say what about the rest of us? No, but Sister Ngozi Ogunde is busy, and for those that Sister Ngozi Ogunde has choosing to share details with, you know that we went through challenges a couple of years ago. Sister Blossom too is busy. Sister Ngozi Uzuanya, Brother Obena Uzuanya's wife, is busy. So sometimes when Fred brings issues to the group and he wants answers, he wants people to be able to talk, to be able to respond. People were not responding on time. A few times people were not responding at all. But I understood. I knew what was going on. And I knew what we needed to look for was a solution on how we will operate rather than continue to be frustrated, because you see that frustration can begin to build up and boil over. So jokingly, because I never meant us to be called this, but I sowed these seeds in the AC so that we can begin to look at ourselves that way. Jokingly in 2024, I had said, guys, why don't we look at the group this way? And it is just based off of my experience in the corporate world. I'd worked in 5 banks before leaving Nigeria. And in my 5th bank, I had started attending boardroom meetings. By God's grace. And so I said, why don't we put people like Bra Ruben, Sister Ngozi Uzuanya, Sister Ngozi Ogunde, and Tokwe Ojene. Let's put them in what we call the executive arm of the advisory council. We were saying this in the context of laughter and, not serious, but I wanted us to begin to think of it that way. So you see the executives, we don't need them every day. We don't need them to come and chat. We don't need them to come and talk. We don't need them to come and say anything. All we need is for them to provide direction, strategic direction for the group. For example, and I will still come to give you story. I'm still providing background. Then I will come to the story proper. For example, they can say in 2026, so this is what we're going to do. Divide the group into 20. Let them do this. Oh, beautiful. At least they have time for that one. After they have met and they have decided that is what they feel the group should do this time, and we all agree. I don't need them every day. I don't need them every week. Because you see, I will not get them every day. I will not get them every week. I now said, let us now have a second arm of the advisory council. And that will be the strategic level. So you have the executive, you have the strategic. Those of you that have done MBA, you already understand what I'm trying to do. The strategic arm are the real brains behind the group. The people who actually make things tick. They are the ones who will get the strategy from the executive arm and break it down. They are the architects who will design the architecture for how that strategy will work. And I know that my friend is a genius. And I'm happy he's in my corner. If there are a few people that I know to be geniuses, it is Fred. So I said, Fred, you will be the master strategist for the group. You'll be the strategic hand. And we will put with you Bratayo Badmos and Sister Blossom. So you people will be the ones, the brains behind. And you see Fred has done it. Even though we didn't call ourselves that, that is what Fred has been doing. The brain behind the group. And you all know how good it can be with these things. And I said after you have, designed the architecture, you've done the planning and everything, then the third arm will be the foot soldiers. The people that you can send on errands, our more Telmaroni share. And I said, those of us who still have energy. So I put myself in the operational hand. I said, so when you have done all the plan, send us, on errands. Let us now begin to execute. So you can put me, you can put Abayomi, you can put the Sohe. We laughed over it. Some people made comments, me, strategic calm, I know get brain. Or somebody said, me, operational, I don't have energy. And, we just laughed about it. But you see, this is where it begins to get serious. I had said that because I wanted the AC to be able to run smoothly without us having to really wait endlessly for responses from the people we call the gods. But I had also said it for one more reason. And I apologize. See, right now I am being transparent and I am telling you the truth. Whether I was right or I was wrong remains to be seen. And you can throw stones at me and chastise me after. I can take it. It's not a problem. But the other reason I had said this, I will tell you shortly. But just remember, the people that I had decided should be in different hands of it. With this, I will now stop this video because it's long already. Compress it, send it to you, and then start with the story. Thank you.